Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 56
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Winter Garden, Florida.
Yeah, and they just announced today the opening of their brand new online store.
Right, and you just go to themeparkconnection.com and they'll be adding stuff as it goes along. They were exclusively on eBay before, and of course you can visit their store in Winter Garden.
And also our official ticket agency, Maple Leaf Tickets, which is still offering Disney tickets at the old prices, at least for now.
Right, they went up last week, and now for the next few days till maybe June 10th, June 11th, they'll have the old prices.
So this week we have a jam-packed show, and we're going to start off at Disney's Hollywood Studios to visit with the Monsters University characters.
Well, they're always there as themselves, but they're actually, Mike and Sulley are dressed in their Monsters University, I don't want to say outfits, like Mike is in the hat and Sully's in his jacket. But
well, previously they were in the Monsters, Inc. attire.
I think their Monsters, Inc. attire was no attire.
Yes, well, not no attire. Their fur was
their fur.
Sort of the attire. But this is a very detailed, very nice queue getting ready to meet Mike and Sulley. If I know you haven't seen the movie yet, you will understand a lot of these notes and things after you see it soon.
Well, I liked reading all the notices, and if you're standing in the queue, which actually moved very quickly, so you might not get to read everything, but you learn a little bit about the movie.
This meet and greet really reminds me of something you'd see in the Magic of Disney Animation area, where the
Wreck-It Ralph is right
and
now.
things like that. Very detailed.
But I think Wreck-It Ralph is still very popular, so you couldn't have put them here quite yet anyway.
Yeah, this was a fine place for them. I mean, we've really seen these characters a lot lately, especially because we've each done the overnighters in various coasts.
Disneyland and Walt Disney World. I only saw Sulley though over in
California.
You
never saw Mike at all?
No.
The whole time?
Mm-mm.
I saw Mike numerous times because they brought him out for the Monsters University pre-parade, which was a one-time only thing, and then they had a meet and greet at the Magic Kingdom, and I think that was just that was a one-night only thing too, with a lot of details, similar details like here is a bunch of the characters that you'll all get to know when you see the movie. And
that's the faculty.
Yes, the faculty, that is correct.
Like Dean Hardscrabble, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And there you can see like the Monsters Inc. store, or Monsters University store.
Did you see Sulley kind of bumped into his Monsters sign?
I think that Mike Wazowski actually bumps into it.
Well, no, he sort of has to turn sideways to get through. They aren't very mobile, these guys.
I thought they were joking. Are you sure they're not joking?
No, I think they have trouble.
Well, I don't know.
You could be right.
They've been there forever. I think they're okay.
Yes. But again, we love the characters. We always have so much fun meeting them, and they were really, really nice to us. I mean, very...
huggy.
Yes, very huggy. Very
not Mike Wazowski, but Sulley. And you have one of those type of hats too, right? The Monsters University hat.
I do. I have one that I got from the Disney Parks blog meet, but it's not the same one with a little rip in the front. It's a different one. I like it better. I'm not a fan of.
I don't like it ripped either.
Like if I'm going to have clothes, I don't need a truck to run it over and rip the front.
If you want to rip it, you can rip it yourself.
I'll use it and rip it. But here they are again. So much fun with the characters. They were great for us, and
Sully's so tall.
Sulley is very tall, and I think they're less tall though because this is the younger versions of them.
I don't think so. I think he's very tall.
And also when we went to the all-nighter, I was able to get a college ID. Did you get a college ID in California?
No, I did not. I do not have one yet.
I know they were giving them away, but I believe they had to be mailed to you if you got it out there.
I didn't know.
And this is all part of the monstrous summer that we're having right now.
Lots and lots of promotion for the Monsters University film, which also obviously included the Monstrous Overnighter as well.
And all this kind of segues into a very special event Mousesteps was invited to recently.
We were invited to the Beverly Hills Four Seasons for a Monsters University press conference with John Goodman and Billy Crystal. And we don't live in California, but Paul Berry from Window to the Magic went for us and got some great video.
Very exciting. I wish we could have gone.
And we have the full, me too. But I was already going to California a few days later.
Can't do it all, as we always say.
No, can't do it all.
But here we go. Here is the press conference, and if you'd like to see the entire press conference, we will link to that in the show notes. So here they are.
Should we want to start over?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right, everybody, please welcome John Goodman and Billy Crystal.
Place is wonderful from here. And you folks look wonderful from here.
Dan is a hipster. Dan is like he had totally different energy than Pete Docter had, who was great. Dan is like a cool, not that Pete was, but Dan is different. Dan is like he's a hipster. He's like a young guy.
Great sensibility, and he read with you.
Yeah.
The other characters weren't there to he read with you, and he's got a good energy to feed off.
Yeah, he was funny too. He's a funny guy.
And when you do something you don't like, it gets a funny little look on his face.
Yeah, I mean, no, not.
Maybe I do this again.
Yeah, I like Dan a lot.
What is it about the character that resonates with you?
The fact that he's a blowhard. No, I think the reason they work so well together is that they complete each other in a way. I think Sulley really needs Mike Wazowski. It makes him complete, lets him know, lets the air out of him a little bit. And especially in this film when they're not completely formed monsters yet. They learn from each other, and they learn how to adapt, how to let go of their preconceived notions of themselves and of the world, and they're good for each other.
Yeah, for me, Mike is fearless, and he's really the favorite character I've ever played in anything I've done. I really missed doing him until Lasseter at a party came up to me. It was John's 50th birthday party, and said we have the idea. It's a sequel, but it's a prequel. They're in college, and he just walked away. but he left an idea. I went, oh, this is going to be great. And it was so fun to revisit them at this time in their lives. It was such a brilliant idea to put them in that time period where they're about to become who they're going to become. And that's what was so interesting to me. I love this guy to play, and playing it with John is phenomenal because we work together in the studio, and we can act together. And it's not just we're not just reading lines. We're performing them, and we're playing them, and we feel them. And I think that's why their relationship on screen is really great because it's a real thing.
All right, you guys were characters, obviously, that carry over from the first film. There are a ton of new characters in this film. What would you say your favorite new characters are?
They're all great. I mean, I think they're all terrific. Charlie Day's character is really funny. He's I don't know, is the purple guy? Art. I don't even know their names. So Charlie was great. Sean Hayes is hilarious. That's hilarious, the two-headed guy. And Helen is terrifying. She's really, I mean, I've worked with her before, and she's the most fun, hip, great, down-to-earth lady, and she's really scary in this film. They're all good. It's great. It's a very great cast.
That was a lot of fun. Again, if you'd like to see the whole 20 minutes or so, we will link to it in the show notes.
It was great to see them, even though we weren't there.
Yes. Well, next time.
Maybe.
Time we'll go.
I don't know.
Or we'll send Paul. Paul did a fine job.
He did a great job.
So that was that. Again, a monstrous summer. And afterwards, we decided we were going to go to Epcot. I shouldn't say afterwards.
Not afterwards.
Yes, we were not there, so of course it would not be afterwards.
After the press conference, we flew back for ice cream.
I like that story. But somehow we made it to Epcot recently to check this ice cream shop out.
And we don't know how to say it. Even my limited French, I don't. But it's a glace, I believe is it means ice, and l'artisan, I don't know. I don't want to say it.
The France Pavilion Ice Cream Shop. We went to the France Pavilion Ice Cream Shop. I like how the chandelier was sort of like milk jars.
It was milk bottles, and I actually thought that was one of the nicer touches in the shop.
Yes, very nice, very nicely themed. I always like that kind of thing. It looks clean. So different than the old bakery.
I like the old bakery better, actually, because it really felt like France a little more to me.
See, you've been to France numerous times where I have yet to go. Hopefully that'll change.
And I was
soon.
okay with it being cramped. I thought it was I thought it was a really nice shop. And this is nice too.
I guess the biggest difference is there's only registers on one side, and we're so used to having it be on both sides for the old bakery.
Well, there's a lot of differences. Just the shop itself is in like pastels and a wooden, the floor, everything
It's brighter,
seems different.
much brighter.
It is much brighter.
So let's get into it. Ice cream. It was all about ice cream.
And there's 10 different kinds of ice creams and 6 sorbets.
Right off the bat, I have to say, it's no twisty treat.
It's no twist. Well, my favorite ice cream parlor, I don't want to say parlor, ice cream shop is Bertillon in Paris. And I was hoping this would be at least a half as good, and it wasn't.
So you must explain what you mean. Like, why is it not half as good as this Bertillon? Like, what makes this Bertillon so spectacular? No, what, am I saying it incorrectly?
It's close. I know it's close. It's
It's
near
close.
Notre Dame. But the ice cream there is much creamier, and the taste is just like you remember the taste. Here, I don't remember what my ice cream tasted like.
I have to agree. Here we are. This is the ordering procedure. You pay for you make your decision, 1 or 2 scoops. If you'd like a cone or a cup.
It's the same price.
Same price.
Same price, cone or cup.
They give you the receipt. You take it over to the server, and you tell them what flavor you'd like, and they scoop it out like this. And, there was a lot of empty cone for me. There was, I'm just so used to getting a little bit bigger portion, especially for $4.
We do like twisty treat.
Yeah, it was no twisty treat, unfortunately.
Like in Paris, I will go to the Bertillon several times, and I do not blink at spending $6 for a cone there.
Yeah,
but here,
it's not memorable for me, unfortunately. The ice cream itself was just okay.
but we do like the wrapper.
Yes, that
was
2 thumbs up for the wrapper.
We love the wrapper.
I kept my wrapper. So 2 thumbs up for the wrapper.
But it wasn't bad. To me, it was just unmemorable.
It was it wasn't exceptional. It was unmemorable.
If you're in Epcot and you really want ice cream, it's not a bad stop. It's just that it could have been better.
Right, I concur with that. And with that, our week continued. We went to a D23 event. It was the member mixer over at the House of Blues, downtown Disney.
It was a really great time. We got to spend time with our friends, and they even brought in Jim McPhee and George Kalogridis to meet everybody.
Jeffrey always likes to pull out some surprises
and he did.
For these events.
It was fun to talk to both of them.
But we had a great time. We had a great dinner, and afterwards we were able to interview Jeffrey and ask some questions we've been all wanting to know about D23 and the expo and everything else. So here is Mr. Jeffrey with all the answers.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Epstein, spokesperson for D23, the official Disney fan club.
And D23 has made several big announcements lately, including the free membership level. What is the advantage of the paid membership in addition to the magazines and gifts?
Well, we really wanted to take the D23 experience and broaden it out, really make it so that every Disney fan could be a part of D23. So we looked at the entire program and we thought, what can we do to make it better? So for the Gold members, we made Disney 23, the publication, exclusive to the Gold members, so that's a real great perk of being a Gold member. Our Silver members still get all of the other perks of paid D23 membership, the annual gift, the membership card, the membership certificate, access to all of our member events, all of our discounts, really great things like that. Now with the free level, we're launching a few new things. One of them is this incredible exclusive member content. We went into the archives, we went to our partners all around the company to find things that are Disney's past, present, and future all represented. Without saying too much, there's going to be some extraordinary stuff. We've already announced that we found some incredible artwork from Mickey Mouse Park that was done that has rarely been seen before. But we've also done some really fun things like, if you're a fan of Once Upon a Time, we're doing an audio cast with Jennifer Goodwin. Or if you like Phineas and Ferb, we got an exclusive with the evil Dr. Doofenshmirtz. So for the D23 Expo this year, what we did was we went back and we looked at what was successful the last 2 years and where could we find improvements. And we think we really hit the nail on the head. First, we've taken 2 of our secondary stages, stage 23 and stage 28, and essentially doubled the capacity. So twice as many people are going to get to experience some of these really fantastic panels that, again, explore the heritage and legacy of Disney, as well as some of the things that are yet to come from the company, which is really exciting.
Can you tell us, there's going to be the free members and the paid members, and from what I understand that paid members will have priority to many of the events.
Oh, absolutely. When we launch the new free level of membership, those members will have access to the expo, which we're really excited about because we know a lot of Disney fans are excited about the upcoming expo. But Gold and Silver absolutely have priority to all of our member events. Obviously, we're here today at our great D23 member mixer at the House of Blues in Orlando, which was fantastic, and so excited to see you guys here. And those kind of events will always have priority for Gold and Silver members. We really want to make sure that there's a special value to that membership. And then, of course, the Gold members will always get Disney 23 magazine, our gorgeous magazine, which is, I know, isn't that, see what I did there? So it's really cool that the members are going to have access, the Gold members will have access to that magazine, because we really did want to make that membership special for them.
And that's exclusively?
It is exclusively for Gold members. Yeah.
And what are the other events coming up this year?
Gosh, well, there's so many. We've got more studio tours. We have the Sip and Stroll event coming back to Walt Disney World, our Holiday Splendor event, which is a new holiday event happening at Walt Disney World. We have Disney and Dickens coming back, and we got a few other surprises up our sleeves that people can definitely look forward to.
And all those events you just mentioned are only available to the paid membership?
Yes.
Priority.
Priority.
It will definitely be, yes. If not exclusive, absolutely priority for Gold and Silver members.
Thanks to Jeffrey for the interview. We actually have a full interview. This is about half, and we'll have that in the show notes.
That's right. We're going to link to the full interview in the show notes. Check it out.
And we had another interview this week. Howard Berger, who is a makeup artist, he does Walking Dead, and he does quite a bit. And he was the makeup effects artist for Oz the Great and Powerful.
And I believe he is also an Oscar winner.
He did. He won the Oscar for Chronicles of Narnia for makeup in that.
Very nice.
And he was nominated for Hitchcock as well.
Well, here you go. Here is our interview with Mr. Howard Berger.
What were the challenges in designing the characters in a way that didn't resemble the originals too much?
It was a big design process. I mean, we had, for me, I had, Winkies and Tinkers and Munchkins, and then, of course, the Witches. And the witches were the toughest thing. I mean, the Wicked Witch of the West on Mila Kunis was difficult because, when you have an actress like Mila Kunis who's absolutely gorgeous and wonderful and charismatic, and you don't want to design a makeup that will take any of that away from her performance. And I sat down initially and looked at Mila's face, and the things that really stood out to me were her eyes were the big thing, and I didn't want to change the shape of her eyes or disguise it or make her eyes a solid black, or I wanted to keep the life of that character and the life of Mila, beating it within her eyes, and I felt if I took any of that away, it would have been a mistake. And she's completely covered in prosthetics. Her whole face is covered in these silicone and foam rubber prosthetics, and the only thing that exposes her upper lip and, of course, her eyelids, but everything else is completely covered. And every day she'd come in at like 3 in the morning, and we'd do an hour-and-a-half makeup job on her, and she'd shoot for 14 to 16 hours and then take about a half hour to clean up, and then we'd do it again the next day, after, because Sam likes to shoot for many, many hours. But we certainly went down a long path to find the right looks, for the makeups. And, even the color, went through numerous changes and tweaks as we were shooting, and I would take a look at dailies and go, I just want to kind of change the nose a teeny little bit and maybe do the chin at a slightly different angle, but just increments that nobody else would ever realize. But for me, it kept bothering me, and I kept tweaking the makeup through the course of the show, and until we ended up with what is in the final version of the film. But it also, Mila had a lot of say in it too, which is great. And I always say that to an actor. I'm like, well, this, I want to know what they want, what they're thinking, and what they want out of this makeup, and so Mila had a hand in her look, of course, because I wanted her to be comfortable. It's her face on the screen. She's got to wear this the whole time, and she worked over 30 days in the makeup, and her double Mia Serafino did as well, and. So normally we'd always had 2 witches being made up at the same time.
Wow.
But it was a big task, and then the maintenance on set it's a very delicate makeup, and I would never leave Mila's side. I always watched her, and she's got a very bouncy personality, and Mila's not one to sit still and not talk and, you know, be very careful with the makeup. She was very careful with the makeup, but, you know, she still is Mila Kunis, so I had to allow for that to happen, and I would always be standing by her. So after I would do this exhaustive makeup, I then spent, you know, the next 14 to 16 hours standing next to her, you know, making sure she was all being maintained. So.
And you not only worked with Mila, but you also work with Zach Braff on Finley to some degree.
Yeah, we did. When we were designing Finley, that was really fun. Visual effects just wanted a stand-in, you know, just like a stuffy, they call them. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do a hand puppet, and I knew that Zach was into that sort of stuff. He's a really creative guy, and I thought, you know what, if we make like a little ventriloquist Finley, I got a funny feeling we're going to use this more than we thought. And it was always going to be digitally replaced, which it was. You know, Scott Dyke's department did an amazing job on that character. But we sculpted a full Finley and built it and did all the costume and all that. And that just assists the digital guys with more information. It lets them know how things look, you know, in certain lighting and spatially. So it's, you know, we even built big wings with feathers and all that stuff. That was all reference for the visual effects guys and worked really well. We had puppeteers. But yeah, that was really fun. So, I mean, you know, we got to do that, and we got to work with everybody, you know, and with every cast member, and it was really, really fun because everybody was in for the whole run, you know. And also Sam's childlike enthusiasm and is very infectious. So, you know, you look forward to going to set. You look forward to getting the chance to work with Sam Raimi every day because it's just very, very fulfilling. It's really great fun.
And he had lots more very interesting stories, so he was a great interview. He
was very good, and I will type up the interview tomorrow, I think, for Saturday on Mousesteps.
And the Blu-ray comes out?
Next week.
Next week, I think the 11th of June.
That's another show. We had a great time with all the interviews this week.
And don't forget, Theme Park Connection just opened a new online store just today, actually. So we'll have to check that out ourselves.
And Maple Leaf Tickets, check with them for the best prices in theme park tickets attractions.
They're still selling tickets at the old price, at least for
another few days.
Next few days. So thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.